welcome to the kitchen. Now today is all about staying comfy and cozy all summer long. Now, when I was thinking about what I was gonna make for this episode, I was like, what do I like to eat when I'm feeling chill in the summertime or as the months get warmer? And I was like, well, I like ice cream sandwiches, I like sundaes, I like a burger kind of vibe, but my all-time favorite thing in the world is a hot dog. I love hot dogs so much, right? Yes. Hearing it for the hot dogs, I'm feeling it. So we have got a veggie dog today, but I'm gonna show you what I like to put onto my hot dog. So I'm gonna show you how to make my zucchini relish, because I don't know if anybody's a gardener, but zucchini are like the easiest thing in the world to grow. So you're probably, if you have planted them, you're about to have a ton of zucchini hanging around. So I'm gonna show you how to make a delicious relish out of them. So first up, we're gonna chat zucchini. So you wanna use about one medium or small zucchini for this recipe, but if you are growing them yourself and you end up with a larger zucchini, the main trick is here, you do wanna remove those seeds. They can get a little bit bitter the bigger that kind of plant gets. So what you wanna do is cut them open, grab just a classic spoon, and just scoop those seeds out. They should come out nice and easily. It's almost like a pumpkin. You wanna get rid of those because they get a little bitter, a little watery, and we don't want those. But today, once you do that, you wanna thinly slice those up, and we're gonna make it into the relish. But I'm going very non-Mary Berg today, and I'm gonna use a spiralizer. I'm not a gadget gal. This is like a first for me, but I was like, no, it's fun. Spiralizing things. It seems cool. So I'm gonna give it a go. Stick with me, because this is my first time using one of these. Now, this is a great way to really thinly get zucchini chopped up. It's perfect for a relish, which is kind of almost like a saucy pickle. So I've got my zucchini here, and I'm just gonna trim the ends off. And then I think I've seen on the internet that you cut that in half. Watch, I don't know why I'm choosing to do this live on TV, but we're gonna do it. All right, then you grab it, you stick it in there. I feel like spiralizer heads are gonna be like, Mary, you're doing it wrong, but that's okay. And then we just go for it. Oh, it's happening. Oh my gosh, this is a thrill. Oh, this is a thrill. All right, so you just wanna spiralize up or thinly slice that zucchini, and you get these like kind of noodly situations, which look absolutely perfect. Oh my gosh, why haven't I used this before? This is so much fun. Okay, so fun fact, I'm now a convert. Spiralizing is the thing. I'm just gonna add those little spiralized zucchini into a bowl. I'm gonna spiralize up the other half as well. Now, in addition to this zucchini, I'm also gonna add in some onion. So I wanna use any sort of onion you've got hanging around. If you're growing onions and you've got a nice spring onion, feel free to use that. I usually have hanging around my house a yellow onion. You know the bags that come in like that yellow fishnet bag for some reason? That is my go-to house onion. It's peppery, it's delicious, it's good for cooking, and it's wonderful. So I'm gonna add all that zucchini on into that bowl. And I wanna chop up about half of that onion. If you had a red onion, that would be beautiful. It's a little bit pepperier, but I'm just sticking with the classic. So again, cut that in half and then just thinly slice this baby. I'm going from root to tip because I like the way it looks, but if you want, you can also do half moons. You want it as thinly sliced as possible because you don't want those big hunks of onion. It's a little bit too strong for that zucchini flavor. So add that into the bowl as well. And then to pull back on some of that kind of spiciness and rawness of that onion, I'm gonna add in about quarter cup of water. That's what I'm going with. About a quarter cup of water is gonna go onto here. And I wanna season that up with a whole tablespoon of salt. Now that sounds like a lot of salt, but don't worry. Essentially what I'm doing here is I'm making a salty water, and that is going to pull out some of the moisture from those vegetables and then replace it with some of that salty water. So basically you're seasoning this veg from the inside out, giving you a ton of deliciousness, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. So you wanna set that aside for about 30 minutes to an hour to allow that to happen. While that does its thing, I'm gonna get to work on the pickling liquid, because essentially a relish is like pickle sauce, and it's wonderful. So for that, I need a cup of apple cider vinegar. I'm just gonna eyeball it here. You could use any sort of lighter colored vinegar. If you had white vinegar, that would be perfect. White wine vinegar, rice vinegar, all of that would be delicious. But I do wanna kind of flavor and sweeten this up. So I'm gonna add in a quarter cup of sugar. Sounds like a lot of sugar, but if you think about it, most relishes on the sweeter side. And then to give this even more flavor and seasoning, I'm adding in some of my favorite things to add to any sort of like pickle. So the first thing I need is a teaspoon of dry mustard powder. Now, my mom had a can of this from, I kid you not, 1978 in her pantry until very recently. It does start to lose its flavor. So if you haven't bought dry mustard powder in a while, maybe go and pick some more up. It's really, really great. You can actually make your own mustard out of this, and it's super peppery and delish. Now I'm also gonna add in a teaspoon of mustard seed. This gives a little bit of a pop into this pickle, this relish, and it's totally wonderful. Then I'm also adding in, for that bright yellowy color that I love so much, half a teaspoon of turmeric. Turmeric is almost lemony. It's kind of like lemony ginger in flavor. It's really, really nice in this relish. And then this is a little bit of an oddball, but I like it, so stick with me. I'm adding in a pinch of cinnamon. This brings a little bit of warmth, and for some reason, it goes so beautifully with the creamy deliciousness of that zucchini. So just like a tiny little pinch goes in. It's not gonna give it cinnamon bun vibes, it's just gonna give it like, ooh, what's that? Which is nice. Now for a little bit of heat, I'm going in with some chili flakes. You could also use just pepper and salt. I'm gonna do chili flakes and salt here. So add that on in, and you wanna bring that up to a nice simmer just to dissolve that sugar and almost make like a weird mustard tea out of this vinegar. While that does its thing, I'm gonna get to straining this veg. So even in the short amount of time that this has been sitting here, again, you'd want it to sit for about half an hour to an hour, look at all the liquid that has come out of that veg. Not a lot of flavor in there, but we've replaced it with that good, flavorful, salty water. So I'm gonna go give this a little bit of a drain at my sink. This is exciting. I rarely use the sink. This is fun. Add that on in. If you want to, you can give this a bit of a rinse now, but I like that little bit of salt on there. The vegetables have also broken down. They're a little bit more tender. So what I want to do at this point, you can do it in a bowl. I'm going to show you in a bowl. You can also do it in jars immediately. I'm going to pop that back into the bowl and just add this pickling liquid right on top. Nice and warm from the stove. This is going to bring everything together. It's going to soften that veg and everything up even more. And you want to set that aside to cool to room temperature. Once that's cool, again, you've got it in those jars, pop it in the fridge for a day. You can leave it in there for up to a month, which is really, really great. And you end up with something that looks like this. This is zucchini relish. My Aunt Joni's friend Patsy makes the best zucchini relish ever, so I'm trying my hand at it. I feel like this will be the second best zucchini relish I've ever had, because I'm never gonna claim Patsy's crown. Give that a lid pop. You've got all those seeds, all that onion. This is amazing on a little cheese board with some old cheddar. So, so delish, but as we mentioned before, I can never say no to a hot dog. Love a hot dog. So I'm going on with that delicious relish with all that mustard seed, those onions. With that spiralizer, it gives you a little bit of height, which is beautiful. And then I might lose you here. I'm going on with some mustard, classic hot dog staple. And then, are y'all ready for the last thing I'm adding on? I really like corn chips on my hot dog. So I just get them, crush them up, scatter those on top, and that to me is cozy summer in a dog. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.